Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing another live stream. Yes. Stream. Whoops. That's not ideal, is it? That's me. How are we? Shite? Oh. Who do we have here? Adzadzi. What's happening? How are you? I'm all right, thanks. Oh, a bit of a headache. I don't know why. Where do headaches come from? I think you're not supposed to have any nerves in your head. So you can't, like, not them types of nerves anyway. Neurons, but not nerves, so that you can't feel pain. And yet, you get headaches. What the fuck? I can't be dealing with that shit. I've got some headache as well, mind. That does hurt. Absolutely doubtless. Andrea Stevens, welcome to you. Can't believe I'm up this early and caught you. You must be in Australia. Excuse me whilst I pin this message. I do beg your pardon. That is outrageous. How are we? Zadzi, what was your scent of the day, Rich? Today I wore vintage opium from YSL. And it was sweet and thick and rich. And it's much nicer on a bloke than it is on a woman. On a woman, it's too narcotic. I got a lot of clove out of it today, which was very nice. It was very nice. You know? It was a little bit sweet, you know, but it was well balanced, well made, just delightful. Justin says, good evening to you, and good evening to Adam D. How are we, Adam D? If you would like to tell me your scents of the day, please do. I would be most intrigued to hear them. Excuse me. I've got an absolutely fucking banging head. I'm not sure how long I'll be on. Might just be on for like an hour or something. Excuse me. I've been, what else have I been doing? Sorry, I've got this frog in my throat, like, ribbit. Woo! You know, I put my bottle of Frederick Malden Moon on eBay yesterday, and it's got 9 watches. It's only been on for fucking, 25 hours? Let's have a look. What are people saying about it? Review offers. I have received no offers. Ah, no, sorry. That's not true. Somebody sent me an offer for fucking 250 quid. You can suck my balls, Mr. Garrison. To be fair, if somebody offered us like £400, I'd probably take it, like. There we are. So, let me see. Christ, I've got more likes than people watching. Can't be right. The moon is shite. Jura Rose. The moon is shite. I mean, it's not shite, to be fair. I just don't like it. Justin says, scent of the day is Heritage. Erin, welcome. Have day off, so doing great. Hope you're well. I'm okay. I'm okay. Jura says, can I join? No, there is no link. Apologies, Jura. It's not that type of stream, I'm afraid. Hello to everyone. Rich says, scent of the day, Centauri Mirror Bay. You are a fan, Antonio. I'm looking to buy a bottle of that. Have you still not worn that patchouli magnetic yet, Rich says ads. No, I haven't. No, I haven't, but I might do soon. I will do soon. I will be wearing it. The problem is, it's only a 50ml bottle, so I don't want to... When I get 50ml bottles, especially at that bloody price, I don't like battering them, you know what I mean? Because they disappear very quickly. Have you still not worn that patchouli magnetic? I've just read that, sorry. Why are you selling it, says Justin. Because I don't like it. It's got a massive amberwood dry down. It just smells like fucking... It just smells like a yawn. You know what I mean? You know how yawns just sort of like... They're like a... They just smell like a... Like, it just... Like, yawns have got that, like, long, dull, like... That's what amberwood smells like. You know what I mean? And that's just what I get from the ending of the moon. It's nice and all, but it's not that nice. The moon is not great, Jura Rose. Even Bourdon called it a masterpiece. Well, you can't be right all the time, can he? I watched Persile's review of Uncut Gem. Dull, boring, meh, damning stuff from Mr. P. I'd have gone a lot further. I think it's insulting, actually. He did say that he understood where I was coming from, because I had a discussion with someone in the comments of his community post. And he said he understood why I felt like that, but he just thought it was boring and meh, which is almost worse than the reaction I gave it. But I was a lot more aggressive, as you can imagine. I mean, Persiles isn't as aggressive as me. Not many people are as aggressive as I am, especially when it comes to like verbal bashing. It's absolutely abhorrent, like, especially coming from a brand like Mall. And the price is an aggravating factor, you know? If it was a third of the price, I'd still be upset with the scent, but you wouldn't be. I mean, you can buy Uncut Gem. Like, it smells like a clone of a fragrance. It doesn't smell well made. People calling it a Roussel, Mall calling it a Roussel masterpiece. That's like, I feel like I'm being lied to, you know? Scent Madness says the moon is better than the night. Good heavens, no. That really is Scent Madness. Jura says, I'm cuddling my cat, listening to a duck. Life is great. The moon smells like your voice notes. Yes, that's right. I do yawn a lot. I yawn a lot on stream and in voice notes, but rarely, if ever, when I'm not doing those things. You know? Crazy. Antonio says, yes, I'm a fan of Mirror Bay. The Professor Ram gave it a great review. I love the opening. After the review, I knew what to look for. It's very creamy. The sandalwood he used is tremendous. I'm gonna be getting a bottle of that. I'm gonna buy it. But I'm not sure I'm going to review it because Peter's a mate. But I am going to buy it, so I do have the right, you know. Looking into patchouli magnetics, says Benji. It is a very nice patchouli. Like, have you tested the new amber they came out with? Apparently has links to Sahara Noir. I've got Sahara Noir. It's decent. I just don't think it's worth. I don't think it's worth bigging up the way that it has been bigged up, to be perfectly honest with you. Hello, Dino Baggio. Michael John is listening from work. Welcome. Antonio would love to hear that review. Well, maybe I will review it. Maybe I will review it. Welcome, Pradeep. How are you? I am okay. I've got something happening with a tooth. It's a little bit sore. You know? Ow. Oh, sorry, I'm making weird noises. I do have a vintage tooth, Pradeep. Michael says, excuse me. Michael says, scent of the day, la Jaluric squeeze. I thought about wearing that today. It's my birthday on Friday, so I'm thinking I might wear it then. A vintage tooth. Vintage tooth. That's what I would call my brand. You know, if I started a perfume brand like Eugene, I'd call mine Vintage Tooth. Scent of the day, Promise by Frederick Malle. For me, that's a winter perfume. Too thick, too much Angel Man. No, I only wore it once, to be fair. That could be defined as too much Angel Man. Dino says, what fragrance do you have that you're scared of running out of because of no backup bottles? Ooh. I'm probably scared of running out of the stuff that I do have backup bottles of, to be honest with you. Because I've backed up everything I love. What am I scared of running out of that I don't? Probably me Serge Lutens. So I'm trying to think of ones that I don't have backups of. I'm thinking a great brand name is Mince. I bet you are. What batch code is your new chair, Rich? I hope it's vintage. I think it's actually a clone. I think it's a modern version of a vintage chair. It's fantastic, though. It is absolutely fantastic. I highly recommend it to you. Like, all my videos are filmed from that chair now. I'm not uncomfortable when I sit on my chair anymore. It's great. Mitch, did you try Bottega Veneta Homme Extreme? No, but I had a mate who used to wear the Homme and he loved it. Thinking of blind buying that one. It seems perfect. I've never smelled it, man. Scent Madness says, any vintage recommendations? All of them. I just recently bought Opium, Koros, Antaeus, and Oscar de la Renta, Paul Away. I've got all of those, and they are great. Balenciaga, Paul Homme, Samsara, Derby, Heritage. Fucking, just basically watch any of my videos, any of my fragrance rotation videos, and you'll see all the different vintage perfumes that I wear, you know. Basically just anything that I own. Egoist. Fahrenheit. Anything and everything, mate. My track says, if you could rid the earth of one frag, what would it be? Ispazon by Parfums de Marly. Easily the worst fragrance I've ever smelled. Easily. Western Oud says, lol, just tuned in on time to hear Duck a week on, still shitting on Uncut Gem, mate. Tune in this time next year and I will still be pooing all over that fragrance. It is fucking chronic. Scent of the day, Santos de Cartier, is Western Oud. Prodip says, the night. Well, you would rid the world of the night. Charles of the Ritz, says Jura. You need to show me the Mikasa spray. Oh, it's fucking awful. I really do need to get in touch with Sonny about that. Dino says, modern version of a vintage chair. Class. It is. Honestly, it is. It is, honestly. It is. It's a modern version of a vintage chair. It really is. That's exactly what it is. It's a clone. It's a reproduction. What fragrance is closest to perfection for you? Ooh, There's no such thing. It's art. If you think of it as an art form, there's no such thing. Because it's a creative process, but closest to perfection. Oh, I didn't know. Phil Stevens says, hello, Rich. Your aches and pains remind me of my vintage ones. Batch code, 1964. Oh, God, Phil, 58, are you? I've got a vintage fucking... I've got some... You're 21 years older than me, mate, but I tell you, I bet I feel worse than you do, mate. I have not been feeling great recently. I think it's the fucking change in the weather. Right, with it being cold... Matrax says, have you tried Cartier Oud and Amber? No, but Alan Hansen on Friday when I went to meet him, he gave me very kindly a 10ml Oud and Santal by Cartier, and it is beautiful. It really is very, very nice. You know? So I've smelled that one. I've also smelled Oud and Oud, and I've smelled a couple of the other ones. I smelled with Richie G when we went to one of the Selfridges before we met up with Jura Rose. Oud and Santal is beautiful, but it is a big sandalwood fragrance. It's not worth the money. Sorry. It's just not. Especially since it's only a 75ml. Hello, Herb. How's Herb? Dino says, so is Green Valley worth the wait, Rich? How long was it in production? Do you know? I don't know how long it was in production, mate, but bloody hell. It is absolutely glorious. What a fragrance that is, by the way. That is when Creed were like shit hot, on top of the world, nailing it. It's the type of fragrance that made Creed. That said, the base... That base can be smelled on Himalaya. It is a very... So it's ambergris, musk, and sandalwood, this base, right? That's what it is. They don't list sandalwood in the notes, but it's there. Right? And it's great. It really is great, but it's a commonly shared base among quite a few creeds. The bergamot, the blackcurrant, it just works really well. It really is fucking amazing. Is it worth 4 figures? No. 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 But I'm so glad I've smelled it. I'm so glad I've smelled it. I really appreciate Peter Kokorin for that. Really do. Was it worth the wait? Yes. Am I going to buy it? No. Herb says, closest to perfection, feeling Aguil. I actually wore also yesterday, which is very similar. I wanted to try Cartier Oud Santal, but it's so expensive. It is so expensive. The ridiculous prices. MJ says, good evening, MJ. How are you? Going through the Naomi Goodsir sample set, scent of the day, Noita Bacalite. Now that's green. It is green. It's one of the only tuberoses I never hated. It is a very nice fragrance. It really is. Jura says, Pradeep, I bow to your taste. Yuck. Didn't he say something about any Montal? Fragrance Journey, welcome. Like 50 feet up in a boom lift. Wanted to stop and say hello, brother. Well, be careful. Hello to you. Don't fall. That's a long way down. Jura, my faves are Bois and Corpus from Naomi Goodsir. Itchy foot. Has Cartier made anything mass appealing? Well, Santos would have been mass appealing when it came out. Roadster is like could appeal to the masses, no problem. Depends how you define mass appealing. I mean, they're all interesting still, though. That's the thing, you know. Pasha, that was mass appealing. That's still out. That still sells. MJ says Jura. They're all nice for me, with Eau de Sorel being my least favourite. Yeah, I didn't like Eau de Sorel. Matrax says, just ordered Moan by Henley. Want to try Cola by them too? Henley's a really good brand, to be fair. It really is. He's actually very good at it. Bloodline. Oh, I need a bottle of that. Like, that is actually going to be a purchase. Spaced Out says, I seriously wouldn't mind 2011 Aventus bottle. Still enjoy Aventus from time to time, to be honest. I enjoy Aventus from time to time, but it's few and far between, I won't lie to you. Matrax says, just ordered Moan by Henley. Oh, sorry, I've just read that. Steph says, Mitch, any difference in the reform? That just says M7 on the box, and the one that says M7 Oud Absolute. Get well, Duck. Don't know. Sorry, Steph. Don't think so, though. It depends. The M7, the original, it's the bottles that are different, not the boxes, the bottles. Have you tried any Sauna Jardin fragrances? No. Jura says, Spaced Out, Oud and Santal is nice, but I get Black Phantom vibes from it. No, I think it's much cleaner, much crisper than that. The sandalwood in it's outrageous. Lovro Grishka says, Grishka, sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. What's the best Pierre Bourdon fragrance? It's Koros. It's Koros. It just is. Or Green Irish Tweed. Or Millesime Imperial. I hate Black Phantom, says Spaced Out. Smells like pancakes, cappuccino, and caramel. My teeth hurt when I inhale it. I actually think Black Phantom's all right. It's got that nutty kind of thing. Probably the same reason that I like New Harlem. Andrea Stevens says, next purchase will be vintage. Oh, Peter Kokorin has sent me a picture, which means that it's probably something I should look at. Oh. Ooh. Yes, that's right. I do appreciate that. Thank you, Peter Kokorin. I won't tell you what that picture is, but it's very nice. Sorry. Andrea says, next purchase will be vintage 80s Diarissimo, 100%, 100 mil EDT from Aussie eBay. And Zoologist Sacred Scarab when it gets restocked in Australia sometime this year, hopefully. I quite like Sacred Scarab. Dura says, I'm not a fan of Lawn Vault. I liked it enough to buy it years ago. I'm not sure I like it enough to wear it now. Probably one of the bottles I would get rid of my collection. I don't like honey notes, and this is a 2D plastic poster image of honey. So what you need to smell honey-wise is Bois de Miel. Or Miel de Bois, beg your pardon. Miel de Bois by Serge Luton. It is fucking glorious. Sheldrake's a genius. Never warm to any Killian, don't vibe with their DNA, says Andrew. I don't vibe with their names. It's a pretentious, bullshitty kind of fucking ridiculous, flirty brand. Shite. Thanks to Uncut Jim, I can't stop wearing French Lover to ride the bad taste out, says Prody. Yeah, I wouldn't use French Lover. I'm not massive on French Lover, to be honest with you. Dino Baggio says, have you tried the whole line of Naomi Good, sir? I certainly have. Afternoon Anouge. Any Japanese frag houses you like, says Matrax. Not that I can think of. The Japanese aren't huge on scent. I mean, they're bigger than the Chinese are. But Japanese aren't really huge. I mean, I know Shiseido. Shiseido Zen's quite good for like 30 quid. Shiseido Feminité Dubois, which they eventually sold to Serge Luton. Serge Luton's a quasi-Japanese sort of brand. Or Shiseido's a quasi-French brand. French-Moroccan. Mal never showed any foresight with Uncut Gem. Do you have a favourite perfumer, says Lovro? Yes, probably Christopher Sheldrake. Or Gerard Anthony. Or Pierre Bourdon. Just ordered Coromandel, says the Scent Reaper. Nice, I've got a big bottle of that. Dino says, Black Phantom is so sweet. Same as Oud Satin Mood for me anyway. No, I get what you're saying, it is very sweet. But then I find Coromandel very sweet as well, actually. I got to smell Coromandel and Sycamore last week in Brussels. I almost spent 600 euros, says Lovro. Oh dear. Hello, Omar. Aaron says, I like Cartier Le Panthère 2014, well made for modern release. Smells rich in an 80s kind of way. Mathilde Laurent did well with that one, in my opinion. Yes, Mathilde Laurent's done work wonders with Cartier. Omar says, a Rosenquist Frederic Malle, not my favourite by Frederic Malle, but happy to have it in my rotation. I don't like it. I love French Lover, says Herb, but Geranium Pour Monsieur is probably my favourite male masculine. I love it. I love Geranium Pour Monsieur. It will forever remind me of the summer this year. Shiseido Zen wasn't so good for me. Quite a big red apple note, which I'm not into. Yeah, a lot of people don't like an apple note. Hello, Dusan, how are you? Lovro, are you from Slovenia? Reading around, just found Tiziana Terenzi as another Parfum Initio sibling. I didn't know that, says Omar. I didn't know that either. Shiseido Koto is a lovely floral sheeper, says Ellen. My track says Celine versus Chanel. Chanel every day, twice on Sundays. Good evening, Manly Sense. How are you? Tushan, yes. Where are you from? Pozdrav. Lovro. From Serbia, but I was born in Postojna, Slovenia. Moja država. Sorry, I'm trying to pronounce words I don't know how to pronounce. I'm going to offend somebody in a minute. Chanel over Celine any day of the week and twice on Sundays for me anyway. Great minds think alike, Rich. Yes, that's right, do you know? Hello, Fosco. How are you? Welcome. Just one moment, please. Oh. No. One moment, please. I just need to speak to someone. Why isn't he on? Are you sure? You sure you didn't put it on to the stove? I think you did. Sorry, I just had to hammer home a little point there. Me and my mother have been having this little discussion, we'll say, about when the heating's going to be turned on. And I was saying, because it was very cold recently, and I said to my mum, we should put the heating on. Considering I paid for 3/4 of the fucking oil, we should put the heating on. She said, no, we're not putting the heating on until a week before Christmas. And I said, are we really? Are we really not putting the heating on until a week before Christmas? And she said, yes. Lo and behold, I have just noticed that the heating is on. It is not a week before Christmas. It's the week before my birthday, which is 2 months before Christmas. It's actually 10 weeks before Christmas. But it is not a week before Christmas. So I thought I would just raise the point, you know. Anyway, Fosco says, scent of the day, Eris my bait. Nice. My beast. Dusan, that's wonderful. Come visit sometime. I fly in Postojna a lot. Dropping skydivers. Ooh. Lovro. Are you a pilot? Fosco, do you still have your bottle of Teatro alla Scala? I've got one, thanks to Anoush. Oh. Someone has supported me on the Covfefe. Thank you. You are very kind. People are lovely. I have noticed this. Herb says, I love the cold, but my sister freezes to death at like 25 Celsius. Good Lord, that's a heat wave in Britain. I can't be taking that kind of heat. Heavens. Fosco says, yes, Dusan, honestly, I forgot about it. My track says, I suppose you can wear your winter frags in the house till the week before Christmas. It's a good point on that. I suppose you can... Oh, sorry, I've read that. Dusan says, Lovro, I can come any time. I am a mountain climber. Hey, you could fly an aeroplane up to the top of the mountain. So Triglav is always the option. And after that beautiful long walk down to the Bohinji Lake. I love the cold as well. I keep the fan on even when it's cold, says the Sentry. But I used to love the cold when I was younger, honestly, I did. Couldn't hack the heat. A week before Christmas, says Benji. No wonder your perfume collection is kept at optimal temperatures. Yes. A week before Christmas, that's worse than my dad. It's absolutely scandalous. What are people thinking? Lovro says, yes, but transitioning to become an air traffic controller. Nice. Congratulations. Herb says, what's the best perfume for Christmas Day itself, assuming the heating is on, says Herb. Well, I always used to wear Araby by Serge Luton because it smelled like a Christmas cake. You know, with all like, it just does. It smells like all the dried fruits and everything that you put into like a Christmas cake. But I stopped wearing it. It's very rich and very sweet. You know, even once a year, it's a little bit too much. Maybe I'll wear it on like February the 29th in a leap year, and that'll be enough. It's very rich. And just wear something that you want to wear. M7's a good Christmas Day fragrance, I think. Bled is the most beautiful lake after Hallstatt. Says Dusan. Dino says, do you have Comme des Garçons Black? No. I've got Comme des Garçons Avignon, very kindly sent to me by Spy and Mush, who is lovely. Jura says, my Christmas Day scent is Vanille Havane. Yikes. Oh, no, sorry, I thought you were talking about Tobacco Vanille there. Lovro says, Rich Mitch Slovenia meetup. I'm not opposed to it. Is this live, says Eugene. Welcome, Eugene. Eugene was looking at Uncut Gems today. Sorry. I have a mighty cough. I've been coughing for a few weeks now. Everyone's saying hello to Eugene. I Gene, Eugene, he Gene, it Gene, she Gene, we Gene. Can you do quick thoughts on M7, Duck? Yes, I love it. It's fantastic. It's got a cola vibe at the top, a bit like a Scar of Magnetism. And it's got resins in the base. It dries down very smooth. Very nice. It's an excellent designer release. I've got 2 vintage bottles of it, and I also have a new bottle of it and a backup of the new bottle. It's a fantastic scent. It's one of my favourite designers. Tobacco Vanille is still the best Christmas frag, in my opinion, says the Scent Reaper. It's got that kind of spicy, cinnamon, vanillic kind of... Oh. I think this Christmas I will use Noir Peace. I'm in love with it this year, says Omar. Noir Peace is probably the most underrated Frederick Mull. Noir Peace for Christmas, says Prodi. Noir Peace is one of my favourites, says Jura. Eugene is an example of Homo sapiens sapiens, says Dusan. Aren't we all? Christmas Day scent Amber Nargile. The week of Christmas was when I wear Xerjoff Symphonium. Oh, God. Terry's Chocolate Orange, childhood memories. Oh, it's awful. Sorry, Andrea. Rich hates this stuff. He does, unfortunately. It is not a good fragrance. Sorry about that. Oajan is also good for Christmas. Just get Amber Nargile. It's cheaper and it's better. I've come around to Les Indomitable, but can't get on with Vanilla Havane, says Fosco. I like Vanilla Havane, but it's thick. Rich will wear the Leon this Christmas, says Jura Rose. Rich will not wear the Leon this Christmas. Herb says, I think mine for Christmas will probably be Luton's Louvre. Like industrial marzipan. Yeah. There's a bottle of that floating around somewhere, but somebody wants 215 quid for it. Like, and I'm like, no, it's not even sealed. Spaced Out says, I cannot stand tobacco vanille clawing up me and disappointing dry down. I thought that Tobacco Rouge did it better, if you want the truth. Fosco, which Legend of Adobda do you like, says Joe. And Eugene says, been enjoying Ambra Supreme lately, Fosco. Uncut Gem, it really sucks. Better Le Leon than Roger Horty Lux. Yeah, that rhymes. Do sounds a poet. Spaced Out. Tobacco vanilla was not for me either, although I tried it not long ago and didn't find it as bad. It's because it's been reformulated. That's why, mate. It's much thinner than it used to be. Same with Tuscan Leather. Tuscan Leather is a fucking shadow of its former self. Not necessarily a bad thing when they were as beastly as what they were. But I do actually prefer the beastliness of them. I love Mousse de Sable, Rose de Jamal, Fougère Emeraude, like Ambra Supreme, Oriental Valeur, and Chypre Azural. So I've got Rose de Jamal, which is fabulous. I've got Ambra Supreme, which is also fabulous, and Oriental Valeurs, which is also fabulous. But I've also got another one, which her name escapes me, Vinay Havan. Bariatrion, welcome. I just joined, and the first thing I heard was thick. Yes. Fosco, love those two. I have a bottle of Emeraude, Fougère Emeraude. Omar says, I think Amber Nargile is good, but it reminds me of those pumpkin spice coffees, and I don't like that. Not for me. But then again, I've never drank a pumpkin spice coffee. I've smelled them, but I've never drank them. Let's smell one again, and I'll get back to you. Second Reaper says, I may just end up going with Tobacco. Yeah, I think I'm going to wear that tomorrow. Like, sorry. Have you tried Gucci Hortus Sanitatis? I've tried it, and I have buyed it. Matrax. I own a bottle. I do own a bottle, and it is good. It's weird as fuck, but it's good. I like it. Dries Van Noten is cozy too, but can't spray it after seeing the current prices. That's it. It's like you're losing 15 quid every time you spray it. It's painful, isn't it? Is Mousse de Sable animalic? Little bit. Kinda. Roger Horty Lux is one of those fun stories this gentleman invented behind a scent, but a very well done story for marketing. The problem is that Roger's just been exposed on so many levels so many times. It's like, it's hard to know what to believe. Jura says, I am in love with Filippo Sorcinelli at the minute. One of the nicest perfumes I've smelled this year. Quando repete in estasi. Is Fougère Emeraude a true Fougère? Technically, I think it is, yeah. Nuit Noir is great. Oh, great and Loves is a great instance. Jim Petanato. Eugene. Santal 33 or Santal Noir, must wear daily for a year. Christ. Jim, Santal 33. Bariatron says, why I'm not bothered with Gourmands. Dusan says, I've tested Eclectique 1986 by Le Bon Goubois. Good boy. And it's very smooth honey fragrance. Ramsey will be satisfied with that one. Dino, talking about Erling Haaland, who is like a freak of nature. He is like a robot, like. Jim Patanato says, Eugene, I agree. Santa on the Water is totally irredeemable. Welcome, Jim. I haven't seen you here before. How are you? Matt Track says, I bought Hortus based on your review, Eugene. The Scent Reaper. I wore 5 sprays of oud wood intense at work yesterday. I don't think people around me were too pleased. I couldn't care less. Screw the people. Bryce says, agree, Eugene. It's great. Anyone tried Maxim's Pour Homme? Not off the top of my head. I may have. I don't think so. Fosco says, I think so, Eugene. There's a bracing, minty, creamy tuberose contrasted with a sweet tonka. I get a similar feeling with Geranium Pour Monsieur, although they smell different. Douchefan says, Bariatron, because you are the man. Omar. The Roger Manhattan coming as an EDP, people thinking is what he didn't sell as Parfum and just to put out more alcohol. That is a really bad, that is a bad one, really. Yeah, the people are not happy with him, are they? I see Aaron Terrence Hughes put a video out today saying that he doesn't give people cancer. The closest perfume to Fougere Emerald I can think of is Twilly, says Jura. And Eugene claims that Santa on the Water is Hairy Balls. Or Harry Balls. Who's Harry Balls? Bryce says that and the Midnight Stroll are the only standout ones from that line. I like Tears of Iris, but it's not as good as Iris Sondra. Iris Sondra is twice as powerful, twice as much. It's twice the fragrance. Yes, Juros, I find Twilly to be a good masculine fougere, funnily enough. I might bite the bullet and buy Ambra Supreme. Would be the most I spend for a 50ml, says Pradeep. Aroma from Heaven, welcome. Never in my life I've believed a story behind a scent other than some of the old dear Guerlains and Chanels. I smell and decide. Stories are lies, in my opinion. I'll tell you what, that Guerlain Cuir de Russie is better than the Chanel Cuir de Russie. I've just got to say it. It just is. Fucking hell, I was talking to Peter about it. Peter, the bloke who sent us it, Peter Kokorin. And he was like, do you think it's better? And no, he said to me, I think it's better than the Chanel. And I was like, do you know what it is? I didn't even want to admit it to myself. Because I've just spent a lot of money on a vintage Chanel Cuir de Russie, but the Guerlain one's better. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. I had to take a drink after saying that. And it's absolutely stunning. Is it worth 4 figures? I don't know that it is. Maxim's, Anuj says, Maxim, Manly. Maxim's a pretty nice, cheapy vintage. What do you think of it? Manly Son says, the name's Balls. Harry Balls. Steph says, I patiently wait for you to come on every day. Many Mitch. Your thoughts on fragrance are just glorious. Thank you, Steph. I appreciate you coming. Matt Track says, have you ever tried anything from Ensar Oud? Kind of. I've smelled a few of his ouds, but I've got to be honest, I do not appreciate ouds the way that other people appreciate ouds. I'm just not into them. It's not my thing. So I'm quite reluctant to opine on ouds because I don't have the knowledge, and 2, they're not really my thing. So I have tried a few things. and I can safely say I thought they all smelled a bit like wood, which makes sense. And it's like, I don't feel like I'm missing out. Hey, no, I've never smelled it. Callan told me it reminded him of Egoist. We're talking about Maxim's Pour Homme still. Outrageous, says Jura. Brother Anuj, the chat has brightened. Welcome, brother. Now it's time to buy vintage L'Artisan Méchant Loup. A seller is waiting in a hotel restaurant here. See you. See you later, Dushan. Good luck. Adam D says, what perfume oozes of a sensual scent? Opium. Opium, although it's a little bit older. Musk Ravageur. It's a bit newer for you. Girl on Kyoto Rusi, can we get them to re-release it? No, because it'll be shit compared to what it was. I would prefer it if it just stayed in the past. Just stay back. Seriously, this thing smelled like age. It smelled like age, like real age. It didn't smell like something from the 20th century. It smelled like something from the fucking, 19th century. You know, it smelled like vintage furniture. It smelled like time travel. Barry Atron says, I went to the Guerlain boutique to smell the new L'Artisan Cartier collection. Massive, overpriced. Yeah, shocking. Somebody was trying to sell a sample of Oud Cole on eBay for £31. It was like a 2 ml sample. I was like, what? Shut up. Peter very kindly sent me Oud Nude and Oud Cherry Oud in sample form. And I'm going to do a video, but I wouldn't mind getting the Oud Cole sample so I could do all three of them together. I've got a nasty feeling of shite. Dino says, what's the difference? What difference, mate? Ramsey, welcome. How are you? I hope you're well. Omar says, I didn't like Ensar. I just sold the 4 I had. Happy to have the money back. Try Dude Infinite. Yes, awful. Smelled like a wheel. Like a bad wheel. Made me want to vomit. It's so good. Herbert's Troublante is pretty good. Tired of first impression recently as well, but that doesn't deserve its price tag either, says Barry Atrion. Fosco says, I really like Ensar Ouds. Not a fan of his perfumes. Guerlain needs a proper Cuir Beluga and Cuir Intense don't do much for me. Yeah, I'm selling my Cuir Intense, like 75 quid if anyone wants it. I think it smells, it's got a touch of fucking vintage Fahrenheit about it. But I've got a massive bottle of vintage Fahrenheit, so I don't need it. Ramsey is probably recording while giving us hellos. Rich, you would probably like Guerlain Jedi. Herb says, I kind of hope they do. I'd like Perura back while they're at it. I've had a few bottles of Perura. Well, a few bottles of Perura have passed through my hands on the way to other people. I absolutely stink of vintage opium and it's mint. Hey, Ram, did Modestia fix his woman Juby mistake? Ah, it's another perfume I want to sell as well. I've got Dress Code by Guerlain. Habit Rouge Dress Code, fucking rotten. I bought that off Modestia and it was fucking shite. Modestia is the man, says Anuj. Modestia is very sound, to be fair. Like, I do recommend dealing with him. He is sound. The problem you've got with Modestia is that he's Mauricio is an enthusiast as well, so he knows exactly what he's got and he prices everything accordingly. You're not going to get any bargains from him, but you will find some stuff that you just can't get anywhere else. And he's got fucking any amount of stuff as well. But he's very trustworthy to deal with, you know. None of his prices are rip-offs. That's not what I'm saying. It's just... Oh... Hi, Rich. Hello, Enrique Vasquez. How about Fève de la Suisse for Christmas? Yeah, you could do that. Barry says, I saw on Fair Grand together they have re-released Un Dimanche à la Campagne as Herbes Troublantes. Sorry, I'm absolutely butchering the French language here. Anyone tried Habit Rouge Instinct? The weed one? There's no weed fragrance. There's no actual weed fragrances, really. None of them actually smell like cannabis. They all just smell like green. And I mean like green smell, you know. Very like green herbal kind of thing. Adam D says, opium pour on. Nope. Opium, the original woman's opium. I've got a couple of Charles of the Ritz bottles. It's fantastic. I've got loads of different versions of it, actually. I've got loads of different versions of it. Excuse me whilst I yawn in your ears. Sorry. Woof. Yes. Somebody, Bariatrion, if I'm not mistaken, has sent me a link to an Ambra Sultan. Good Lord. Who's that? 3 bids. Got 6 days left. Somebody's going to end up paying a fucking arm and a leg for that. Unused, eh? I beg to differ. Mate, can you add my number to your contact? I can. But you'll have to give us until after the stream. Because fuck knows how to do that when I'm on stream. But I'll sort it out. Was that you, Bariatrion? Or am I miles out? There he is. Yes. It's because people use different names and it's very hard to keep up. It's not hard to keep up when it's just 1 or 2, but when you're getting like 15 different people emailing you being like, hi, can you remember when we were talking about fucking, I don't know, we were talking about la-di-da 6 months ago, and it's like, mate, who are you? And they're like, oh, it's like, here's me like username on eBay. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I've got my username on YouTube. And I'm like, yes, of course. Yes, I do remember. It's like trying to remember 2 names for like, so it's like, it turns from like 15 people into 30 people. Do you know what I mean? Crazy. But yes, I'll text you later, mate. At least you didn't tell me to sod off. Well, there's time for that still. Don't worry. Excuse me. Sorry for coughing in your ear. Opium Pour-On is interesting. A bit on the sweet powdery side, even the vintage. Don't regret the purchase, says Manly. Yes, it's very much an autumn and winter fragrance for me. And it's very much like the middle of October to probably the end of December. After that, after like New Year, you probably can't wear it like. It's definitely like the sweetie time of year, you know? Sorry. I'm yawning in your ear, I'm coughing in your ear, I'm shouting in your ears. Who knows? Jim Petanato says, anyone get old... Hold on a second. Anyone get old flower vase water smell in the middle of modern Mitsuko? That's very interesting. Interesting sort of smell you're invoking there. Eugene would probably have thoughts on that. I don't have that shit. Your thoughts on pure malt? Do you find it too sweet? Says Enrique. It is very sweet. You've got to be very careful with how many sprays and where with pure malt. Do you like Nino Cerruti Pour Homme? Says Black Monday. It's okay. If it's the one I'm remembering. I like 1881, but I don't wear it. I think I gave my bottle away. It's a very nice fragrance, that, actually, but... Bariatrion says, Richard's yawn is better than Gerard's equals. Equals. God, it's awful. Apparently, everyone hates him. Spaced Out says, wearing Fumery Turk right now, and it's amazing. Smoky, sweet tobacco, really classy. I found it very cloudy. I found it very sort of stifling. I think it needs to open up a bit. Or maybe I need to like get used to it more, but I found it a little bit heady. A little bit too powdery. And it's cloudy rather than powdery. You know? Scent of the day, says Jim, is opium. Vintage women's opium. It's fabulous. The cloves are massive on me. The cloves come out like a lot. Got this clove, almost licorice type of thing going on. Jonathan says, good day, Duck, friends. Hello. Good day, Jonathan. Hello, friend. Mali-san says, what's the verdict on your Oda Rochas Pour Homme Mini? It became too lemony for me. Gonna get rid of it. I haven't smelled it yet. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do a. I'm going to do a. What's it called? A mini video. A video on my minis. My ex used to wear 1881, so yeah, pass for me. So is Duke Pour Homme, says Adam. Yoke Pour Homme is a fucking massive fragrance. It's terrifying. It's like original Santal. It's the same fucking fragrance, like. Just ordered a Cerruti Pour Homme from a news. Not easy to find. Can't wait, says Jonathan. Jura says, if Gerard wasn't a footballer, he'd definitely be stealing hubcaps and Yorkie bars. See, I know somebody who's a bit like Steven Gerrard, just the way they are. Just the way they are. Hi Mitch, how you doing today? Says a regular tangent. I'm alright, how are you? Jonathan's saying hello to everybody. Everybody's saying hello to everybody. What did I do today? I'll tell you what I did today. So I don't know if I told you this. But back in August, I bought a bottle of Cristallo Vert by Chanel because nobody could find it, and I found one in the shops. And I was like, aha, there you are. So I bought it, thinking Audrey Jane would buy it off us. She did not. And I bought it thinking that it was discontinued or they just couldn't make it anymore. They can, and they have not discontinued it. So now I've got a bottle of Cristallo Vert. And I think I'm just gonna fucking wear it, like. So I might do an unboxing at some point. All these different sales associates giving out fucking bollocks information. A regular tangent says, did you see the F1 mess that happened? Yes, sort of. But they've also just found that Red Bull and Aston Martin are in breach of the thingy cap. The spending limit, so this should have some severe repercussions for them, and if it doesn't, what's the point of having it? I'm looking at a flanker of the Cerruti 79 release called Fair Play. 85 release. Fair Play. There's a there is a Lacoste fragrance called, what is it called? Match Point. And I think that reminds me of Fair Play for some reason. The end is coming soon for Messi and Ronaldo. Qatar 22 World Cup will be their final showdown. It's a short career football, isn't it? It's a short career football. Bariatrion says, I've recently got 2 minis from Sonny Mitra. He gave me a discount just because I've given Duck's name. What a lovely bloke. You throwing my name around? Outrageous. Qatar is the end of football. Unfortunately not. Adam says Germany are going to smash everyone for fun. I bet they don't, you know. They look really poor. Even though I do really rate Hansi Flick. I think it's Argentina's to lose, like. They're looking fucking absolutely unstoppable. Like, they're together. They've got the best player in the world, possibly ever. I think it's theirs to lose at the minute, like. Yeah, they can stroke the spending limit. They might get banned for a season or 2 for doing that. Oh man, mate, I'm still cross about what they did to Hamilton. Manly Sense says, Truly Fair Play is okay. Used to like it a lot back in the day. Oh, almost forgot it. Qatar 22. Why is this World Cup so random? There's nothing random about it, mate. There's nothing random about it, mate. Proper corruption. Proper dodgy as fuck. What? Russia, then Qatar. It's fucking bribes ahoy. And it's been proven. Sepp Blatter's just a fucking dirty old man. You know what I mean? Fucking prick. Do you have the OG Cerruti, Keith? No, John, the Cerruti OG is a rare bird. 35 game winning streak with Argentina. Good streak going on. Says Adam. It's a hell of a fucking streak going on, mate. Hey Rich, what's up? Hello Abe, how are you? Barry Atron says, I'm looking forward to seeing Trent becoming a hero and a disgrace within 2 weeks. He'll not be going. Fuck, I can't defend. He's having a Harry Maguire, but the thing is, Southgate still took fucking Harry Maguire. He's a fucking disgrace. He should have left after the fucking Euro final. Should have got Potter in, but there we are. What do I know? That said, I'm not sure how Potter will convert to being a fucking international manager because he won't get to work with them like day in, day out for fucking months on end. I think that's what he does. Eddie Howe won't leave Newcastle because he's on like the best fucking thing in the world. Outrageous Frank is here. Irregular Tangent says, Argentina, can they play on their Maradona level era? I want to say that. Well, the thing is that they were never a good team. The one that they won in their homeland, the one that they won in Argentina was because of corruption, because the fucking government, like the military junta in Argentina intimidated the fucking referees. And the fucking one in 1986 was because fucking Maradona he cheated. And it was simply because they had Maradona that they won it in 86. No other reason that they won it. Because they weren't a great team. That 1986 team, it was a poor World Cup, that. 1986 World Cup was poor. And I thoroughly believe that if we'd beat the Germans in 1990, we'd have thrashed Argentina in the final because they weren't great. They weren't great. But Peter Shilton got out-jumped by a fucking midget, so what does he want to say? Abe just got back from the Celine boutique and they gave me a boatload of free samples just to try. Also tried Synthetic Jungle. I think it's the best green scent from Frederick Mall. Ooh. Frank's is scent of the day, Guerlain Vetiver Extreme. How different is it from the original one? I've always been interested about that. How is it different? What's going on there? Adam says, Rich, El Presidente from Amazon is a good drama show about football corruption. Don't need a drama show about it, mate. We know what's happening. It's fucking real life's more fucking corrupt than any drama show going on at the minute. We live in fucking bizarre times. Regular Tangent says, scent of the day, Nuit de Feu from Louis Vuitton. Says a regular Tangent. Frank says, if American football didn't exist, maybe better talent would take up the sport here. You see, American football shit. It's boring as fuck. I mean, I know most of my audience is American, but fuck me. It really is a bad game. Abe says, scent of the day, Musk Ravageur. I might wear my Musk Ravageur at some point. I've got a little 10mm thing. It's got bits in it though. It's got loads of particulate matter in it. Weird. Little red bits. Like me B-Men, that's got loads of bits in it as well. Jonathan says, I have the Vetiver Extreme. It's pleasant at best. Pradeep says, even chess has drama recently. Chess drama is serious. Says, Irregular Tangent. Yeah, that thing about the bloke having stuff up his bum, that was weird. Fuck that. I like winning, don't get us wrong, but I'm not that fucking keen. I'm sticking anal beads up me fucking hoop. Any chance? I suppose that's the only place you really can't stick anal beads in it. Even chess has drama. Quite close. Maybe more Tonka tobacco dry down at the top, less citrus and more anise licorice facets, says Frank. Who also says soccer to me is depressingly boring. You should try football. Soccer does not exist. Nah, I think it's what you're brought up on, isn't it? You know what I mean? Hello, Duck. Hello, Mr. Pleasant. How are you? Have you got your fragrances yet? So your scent of the day is a Peace Marine. We were talking about a Peace Marine before. Omar says, yeah, US knowing how to plan stuff to the future. I'm sure it can be a great team in Mexico. People play football since babies. And we never have a good team because there are not long-term plans. The thing is, the Mexicans have produced a fucking great player. Mexico's a great sporting nation. You know, especially boxing. Boxing, footballers. You know. Blanco. What was it? Guatemala. Oh, he had a proper, like, old school Mexican name, you know, like fucking, like, I don't want to call it like Amazon or Inca or something like that, but it was like, it had like that kind of like sound to it. His name, his first name, but his last name was Blanco. It was fucking brilliant. Irving Lozano. I'm sure he's also Mexican. Obviously Javier Hernandez. Micah, welcome. Adam D says, I love Maradona. I thought you were going to say Madonna there. I love Maradona. What a character. Sadly missed. He will do crazy football before kicking off. He is my all-time best player. I love the goal against Greece too, spitting on the camera. He was a horrible person, though. Open Halligan's terrible Teddy today, says Micah. Adam says, they also had drama in poker. Yes, that's right. I saw that. She should never have given that money back. And she was right. She played him. She played him, not the game. And she absolutely trounced him. She absolutely trounced him, and she had no right giving that money back to disgrace. What's the point of beating somebody if you're just going to give them that money back? Although he was giving her the eyes. He should be banned from that fucking competition. And they should fine him the amount of money that he fucking forced her to give him back. Disgusting. She fucking thrashed. No, she wasn't fucking cheating. She just fucking absolutely blitzed him. And he couldn't hack it. Because he wasn't expecting it from a woman. Because he was fucking top of the fucking tree. Thought he was fucking better than everyone. And he got blitzed by a woman. Unlucky. I love shit like that. I find myself undecided between Miller Schön Uomo and Pomellato Uomo. I like Schön Uomo. It's really good. For an expensive blind buy. Miller Schön's Uomo's really good. I've been following chess, says Frank. There's no proof of anal beads. That's Reddit crap. No, I totally agree with you, but it's funny. You know what I mean? That kid will be forever tainted by anal beads. And nobody wants to get tainted with anal beads. Good Lord. Tried vintage Muscovy if possible, says Pradeep. Yeah, I've heard that. Tried the reformulated Eau Noir, not a fan, says Abe. Yeah, I thought it was crap compared to the fucking, even the Demaché reformulation. The first Eau de Parfum was better than the one that he's just released now. Cuauhtemoc Blanco, says Adam. That's right. That's him. He was a fucking fabulous striker. Proper goal scorer. You should see baseball game if you find American football boring, says Barry Atrion. Aye. No. I'm not watching. It's glorified rounders, isn't it? There was a player. No, sorry. I've totally lost my own head there. Mr. Pleasant says, in York, I saw a fragrance YouTuber randomly in the street. It was fragmental. I didn't have time to speak to him, though. Should have ran over to him and be like, what? And just like fangirled in front of him. Should have just said, hello, I'm Mr. Pleasant. He probably would have called the police at that point, though. The stare that he was giving her, very creepy. Yeah, it was. It was disgusting. He was just trying to fuck. Yeah, he was just a sore loser. Fucking creep. Weirdo. Prick. He should be forced to give her that money back. Like she said to him. Like, I played you, not the game. And she did. Aaron says, I have an affinity towards English football. My English dad here in Canada always listen to the AM radio stations there. Reading off the scores for hours, it seemed, was before satellite TV. That is vintage. Goodness me. Listen to the AM radio stations there. That's a great memory, that. Frank says, smelled backer at 5:40 at the supermarket on a soccer mom today. Mainstream. Oof. He's got another crossover fragrance, has he? You can't knock his sales, like his pitch, how Kurdijan comes up with that shit. Like, I know he's got a team working under him, but you can't knock it. Like, he knows what he's doing. Enrique says, Mexico's all-time best soccer player is Hugo Sanchez, of course. What a player he was. He played for Real Madrid, scored fucking hundreds of goals. Hundreds. Took Raul ages to get past Hugo Sanchez's record, and then Ronaldo just came in and blitzed it. I fucking hate Ronaldo. Horrible fucker. Frank says, baseball is a gut-wrenching when your team is in the playoffs. Other than that, it's not gut-wrenching. I got another Acro in York, the coffee one, says Mr. Pleasant. It smells how I thought Girl on Iris Terrefi would smell. That has a coffee note, but all I get is iris. Big fan of Acro Awake, says Jonathan. Yeah, I like it as well. Excuse me, sorry. Has anyone here tried Scents of Wood? The house. Because Alan Hansen very kindly gave me a 10ml of Oud in Bourbon, and it's fucking glorious. It's a lovely coffee fragrance. It's absolutely tremendous. I really liked it. I'm going to see if they ship to the UK. Because I might have to get a bottle. Adam says Juventus having a meltdown. Yeah, they're really fucking up. Jonathan also says, but on its own, I really like Iris Terrefi, though. Frank says Pele is the best. Pele is not as good as what Pele tells you he is. Oh shit! Excuse me, I'm just rehydrating. Excuse me. Lucas Turin hates coffee fragrances from memory, says Pleasant. Lucas Turin just. I'm not a big fan of Lucas Turin. Sets himself up as being like the arbiter of taste. No, Galen, I wasn't taking a whiz, you Burke. What do you want here? Greetings, Galen. I saw Pele play when I was a kid, says Jonathan. Yes, he went to America, didn't he? Him and Franz Beckenbauer. Greetings, Galen, says Andrea. Omar says, if someone likes boxing, take a look at Julio Cesar Chavez. Yes, obviously, he was like fucking absolutely stunningly good boxer. Maradona was the best, and I'm not even a big fan of the sport. Probably naturally talented, yeah. That's the problem, but I still fucking hate the cunt. He's a cheating little fucking drug addict. He's a fucking baghead. You know what I mean? He's a fucking crackhead. Wait, was Richard taken away? No, he wasn't. Gloopy Moop. Welcome. How are you? I'm not a big fan of MFK. The one fragrance I liked, Absolute Polar Soir, has been discontinued. I've got a bottle of that. I have a feeling all his new releases will rely on a heavy dose of white musk. They all do. They have been for years. White musk, nitro musks, white musks. All shit. That's what Uncut Gem smells like to me. It's like white musks and then ambroxanide and amberwood and ambroxan, and it smells like Sauvage and the air around an MFK counter. Oh no! You're joking? Murder, She Wrote actress has died. You're joking. That's a disaster. Angela Lansbury. Oh, you're joking. When did she die? Oh, that is an absolute shame. She's a fucking legend. 96, same age as the Queen. That's a terrible blow. I won't lie to you. Poor Angela Lansbury. Hell of a life she had. Jesus Christ, she was nominated for 3 Oscars, you know. Same age as the Queen. Mental, that. Oh, well. And by best, I just mean the coolest, says Fosco, in reference to what's he called? Maradona. I just fucking hate the bastard, sorry. But then he did fucking cheat my country. But then he went on to score one of the best goals you'll ever see in the same match. The dirty bastard. Do you know what I mean? That's just the way it is. Adam says, Murder, She Wrote actress has died. I love the way she used to make the culprit confess on the crime, and then she used to get to the bottom of each crime. Enrique says, was Johan Cruyff a great player like they say? Yes, absolutely. As a deep thinker, very Dutch. Scent of the day was Alain Delon's Samurai. Scent of the night, cheaply Montana Como. Micah says, Pele is king of the soccer field. To be king of your kitchen, use Crestfield wax paper. Good Lord. Angela Lansbury dies, then Blink 182 reforms. Not sure I can handle any more awful news today. Just go lie down in a dark A dark, dark room. Jonathan says, scent of the day, Black Dragon, Byron. I'm really enjoying this decant. Mrs. Potts, no. I like the samurai, Keith says, Jonathan. Eugene says, picturing uncut gem to smell like Dioram 2020. It's worse. It smells like Sauvage. The dry down smells like Sauvage, and the top smells like the worst of Francis Kirkjohn. Matrax says, favourite Frederick Mall of all time. Ooh. Ooh. I've got a lot of Frederick Malls. Which one's the one that I like the most? Oh, yeah, pass. I don't know. I'll have to get back to you on that one. I'll have to have a think. Have you still not smelt it, Eugene, says Bry. He was trying to smell it today. Aaron says, have to head out. Have a great rest of your day, folks. Cheers, Aaron. See you soon. I recently watched Gaslight, and Angela Lansbury was in that. The movie was made in the mid-1940s. Yes, that's where you get the term gaslighting from. She was nominated for an Oscar for that as well. I'm sure she was. That's where you get the term gaslighting. Because he would turn the lights down and turn them up, and she'd be like, oh, the lights are like changing, and he'd be like, no, they're not. That's where you get the term gaslighting from. Just think 80 years later, that film defines life at the minute. Everybody just fucking bullshitting you and then saying that they're not bullshitting you with a straight look on their face. People are terrible. The Etherealist says, and she solved like 500 murders. Well, she had 96 years to do it, to be fair to her. And they'll all be signing autographs. I'm curious how the Samurai 47, says Jonathan. Ingrid Bergman. Ingrid Bergman. Hell of a name, Ingrid Bergman. You know who I used to think was really hot, but she was like from another age? The fucking Faye Dunaway. Good Lord. Manly Sense says, I watched Gaslight. Good film. It is a good film. Was it Ingrid Bergman who was the main star of that? Gaslight. I've got an itchy fucking... Yeah, thought so. Oh, sorry, I've been quiet for a second there. I'm just looking at something. Bonnie and Clyde was Apex Hot Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway. Do you know the song You're So Vain? That's about Warren Beatty. Apparently a bit of a funny rat when he was younger. Faye Dunaway was great though. Has anyone tried a fragrance from Cellini? Someone was mentioning those the other day. The prices make even Roger Bird blush. Kazim says, "Hi, Rich. Hi, everyone. Rich, I randomly came across a sports card collecting shop in the USA. A video popped up on Instagram. They were running a competition. Guess who was hosting the video? Our old mate Christo. Outrageous. And that was on Instagram. I wonder what he's doing. Is it his job now? I hope he's well. What was the name of the shop? Sorry. For my cough. Andrea says, anyone lining up their Black Friday perfume wish list? Doesn't really exist in this country as much. Like Amazon Prime Day was today, and the laptop that I want was like one of the only laptops in the entire world that it was one of the only like things in the entire world, one of the only laptops in the entire world where it wasn't in the sale. Galen says, yes, Crystal works at a sports collectibles place in Canada. Dear Lord. Yep, seems he works there. He has super long hair too. It's called Frogger's Cards. Frogger's Cards. Well, I hope he's doing well. Mark Stephen is here and says, just got an early 90s Pour Monsieur Concentré in today. Fucking amazing. I've got the Concentré. It is the predecessor to the... Oh, no, sorry, it's not. Ow. I'm thinking of the Cologne Concentré, which is the predecessor to the Eau de Parfum, but you're thinking of the Concentré for the EDT, so... All our Aussie perfume shops go to 15-20% usually, says Andrea. Not bad. Enrique says, should I go to Elton John's farewell tour concert? I don't know, should you? Enrique, Frank says, vintage Indonesia Crystal. Yes, that's right. Crystal sweating balls in deepest Indonesia. I remember that. Bryce says, thinking about chucking out some money for a vintage 250ml Amber Noir. It's your money. Are you going to get that candle we were talking about, Bry? Sorry. Mark Stevens says, I had a bottle from 01 before this one's got the EDT concentrate above the Chanel. It's deaf, more plush and creamy. Nice. It's a shame you can't, like, send pictures in to show us so that I can see what you're talking about. Sorry, I'm fucking yawning again. I'm very tired. I'll give it another 20 minutes. Bry is doing a Dior week. Scent of the day with Spice Blend. I could do a fucking Dior month, I think. Wear a different one every day. Speaking of sports memorabilia, says Adam, I recently bought a captain's armband of an ex-goalkeeper which is signed. His signature and the armband signature do not match. Ugh, fuck. Bryce says, yes, might have to, but first I've got to lowball the seller for it. Yes. That's right, Bry. Get in there and offend them. Get in there and don't tell them. Just be like, hey, man, that's too much. I do houses each week now. Last week was Hermes. That's interesting. I thought about doing that, but I like to just like wear what I like to wear. I don't decide what I'm... Very rarely do I decide what I'm going to wear the night before I wear something. You know? Mall, a week starting Saturday, says Bri with the salute. Bri, did you ever look into getting that candle from Deepest Israel? Are you going to do it? Bri is jealous of my Eau Noir candle and wants one for himself. He must acquire. Oh, shit. Kazim says, if anybody wants to laugh, go on YouTube and type in Soldier Boy fragrance and check all the totally legit and non-paid reviews. Sellout shitbags. There are some channels you just know to just not watch, and frankly, you can tell there are channels with 5 figures, 6 figures, and you see that they've got like 1,000 views on a video, 2,000 views on a video, and they've got like 6 figures subscribers, and it's like, this is where your shilling gets you. People see through it in the end. It's bullshit. Bryce says, it makes it easier to decide what I'll wear and hopefully get through my collection more. Manly Sense says, Beatty was a sex addict. In his 30s, superstar, he'd say a woman in the street, any woman, short, overweight, hairy, old women with fair game, vanish and reappear after a shag. I kind of feel bad for him. Michael Fassbender appeared in a film called Shame with Carey Mulligan, and it was about a sex addict, and it still fucking haunts me a bit to this day. Because it's a film about addiction, but without the haze of drug use or alcohol use in it. Too many films about addiction focus on the negative effects of the actual substance that they're abusing and not the negative effects that addiction itself has. And I thought this film, Alexander McQueen was the director. I'm sure it was Alexander McQueen. I know that's also a fashion label, but or Steve McQueen. His last name was fucking McQueen, right? And he was the director of this film called Shame with Michael Fassbender and Carey Mulligan. And it's very, very... Steve McQueen. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was Steve McQueen, yeah. And it's very, very good, non-judgmental look at addiction. And and with it being sex addiction, it removes the haze and the ambiguity that drug and alcohol addiction, which is both terrible, but it removes that sort of extra layer, so you just get the addiction and the OCD part of addiction down, and it's really, really good. Yeah, Steve McQueen, A to Z. The black Steve McQueen, yes, that's right. Hard to think that that's fucking 10 years ago as well. That film was released. Jesus Christ. Michael Fassbender got nominated for an Oscar for that. He's made some fucking appalling movie choices since then, though. He's been in some right shit. I did like the I liked the musical score for his Macbeth, though. I'm a big Macbeth fan. But obviously fucking Ian McKellen is always going to be like the all-time great fucking Macbeth. The one that he did in the 70s for the BBC, where it was like, I don't even know it was the BBC, you know. But he did one in the 70s, and Judi Dench was like Lady Macbeth, and it was literally, they did it on a stage, right? They filmed it on a stage, right, where it was just like black lighting, like there was no sort of like set. There was nothing. It was literally just like, it was just like darkness. Everything was set in the dark, and it was brilliant. I'll see if I can find the Ian McKellen Macbeth, because the tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow, how he did it. Yeah, there it is, right there. All you've got to do is put Ian McKellen Macbeth into YouTube, and it will come up. But he's tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow is like, it's hauntingly good. There you are. I do like Tom Ford's movie, says Lily Bonfee. Welcome, Lily Bonfee. Tom Ford's movie, what was it called again? It was oh, fuck me, man. What was it called? Night something? A Single Man. There was another one as well, though. I'm sure he's done a couple. Life of American Pie, welcome. I'm going to watch your videos soon. Steve McQueen's signature scent was actually Dior Sauvage. Yes, it was. The original Steve McQueen. Ye old Steve McQueen. Rachel, welcome. She loves Macbeth. I like Fassbender's role in Inglourious Basterds. I feel like Fassbender's role in Inglourious Basterds was a waste of his acting skills. Yeah, actors will do that every once in a while. I can't remember which one you're thinking of. Oh, what did he do in Inglourious Basterds? Why can't I think? Yeah, he's made some terrible decisions. As like a more general point to what you're saying there, he has made some absolutely awful role choices. Agent wants firing into the sun. Jesus. Rachel says, I have a curious love of Richard II. Yes. Richard II has one of the great... I mean, Mark Rylance. Mark Rylance was probably the best Richard II I've seen, because he played it like with a touch of comedy, which always accentuates the tragic thing, because comedy and tragedy are like essentially like two sides of the same coin, and it's how you get to like smudge the line. And Mark Rylance is one of the best actors you'll see on stage or screen. If you look up Mark, right, you can buy it on DVD. They did it at the Globe. His delivery of the this music mads me. Let it sound no more, like the soliloquy at the end where he finally learns his lessons. It's properly haunting. Like, it's brilliant how he plays it, because he plays it with like a laugh. You know what I mean? Mark Rylance. I'll put it in for you. You can search it on YouTube. I think there's a couple of the scenes on YouTube But you can buy it on DVD, I think. I need to put Mark Rylance. I'll see if I can find the scene for you. Richard II. He also played Richard III and was brilliant in that. Is this what I'm looking at? I have been studying. That's it. I will put the link in the chat for you. Yeah, Shakespeare's birthday, that's what it is. Hold on a second. People, this little world. It is absolutely sensationally done, like a man with a deep understanding. Oops, hello, that's my voice. You won't know what to do with that. There you go, Rachel. If you click on that link and watch that. Mark Rylance is the bloke that won the Oscar for that play about. It wasn't a play. It was a movie, and it had Tom Hanks in it. It's Bridge of Spies or something like that. And he was also in Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. I think. He was in Dunkirk. My best British theatre experience was Fiona Shaw's Media. Still get shivers from it. I don't know that I've seen that. But yes, there are a couple of links there for you to click on. A couple of Mark Rylance being brilliant and stuff. Oh dear. It's getting time for me to go, I think. Bob's not here to ask for another 2 hours. Sorry, media, says Rachel. Oh, not to worry. I've just got a smelly... I've got a smelly headache. I've just got a stinking headache. It's just fucking... For God's sake, I've got no idea why. But yes, I am going to bail. There's Galen saying he just got here, which he didn't. Unless somebody's been impersonating him. Imagine that. Impersonating Galen. That is tragic. Rich, you're quite the Renaissance bloke, aren't you? Yes, that's right. Fosco says the night is young. It might be where you are, mate. It's nearly 11 o'clock, yeah. It's 11:15. But yes, I am going to go. It has been a good chat again. Thank you. Thank you to Andrea, who donated via coffee. You are very kind. I appreciate everything. Sorry, I'm yawning like fuck. Yeah. Thank you to everybody who liked the stream and everyone who commented. Thank you very much, everybody. I will see you all soon. Goodbye.